Hello, what's up? What's up? It is your girl Nelly Lee. Yes, I'm back. I know you probably see the title and you probably are thinking that this is going to be a hate video towards people who are mixed and towards people who are black that are claiming other black people that are not, that are not black. That's not what this is about. This is a story about someone that I know that's very, very close to me, and I wanted to share this with my YouTube community, with my YouTube peeps. I thought it was a very good story now because about the Amira coming out talking about she's Afro-Latina, and then you got Cardi B apparently coming out earlier this year stating that she's in an interracial relationship and she's not black, but people are saying, well, she has the ancestors because she's Dominican. She said that she's Dominican, she's not black. All kind of issues have been coming out with the skin tone now, and who's black, who's white, who's not, who's Dominican, who's what. There's so much issues now are coming out about black people wanting to be light. They want more light skinned babies and stuff like that, more mixed babies. Well, I'm gonna tell you a story of a mixed person, of a person who was biracial. She's a very close friend of me. I'm not going to tell you her name, and we had a very interesting conversation. So this is a story time. Basically, let me take this off. But basically, we went out together. At the time, I was living in Florida. She was living in Florida. I think she moved back, but I know she was in Georgia. I moved to Kansas. But going back to Florida, we were there. We went to Disney World, went around the World Showcase. We had a few drinks, wait till we sober up. Then we went to Universal Studios, and she was telling me that that she said, because she's like, I just wish that I was one skin color. She was telling me that she wished that she was one skin color so she would know what race to pick, either black or white. And I was like, I never heard anything like this. I never heard somebody who was biracial would say something like that. That she was the only one I've ever met that said that. And the reason why she might say that, it might sound odd, is because she was adopted, which I knew that. She was adopted, and she was adopted by white people. And basically, one of her friends who were black was telling her, we were having this conversation, they were telling, and I was like, why do you answering that weird question? That's weird. And she was like, well, one of my black other friends, they're telling me that I act white, I live with white people, so I might as well claim white. And she said, I'm confused. She said, I don't know if I'm even white. She said, I can't claim white because I don't even know who I am. And she said, there's some people that I know who are mixed with black and white, or Asian and black, or whatever. They claim one race and they don't claim the other, really. They say they're it, but they don't really claim it. And she said, I'm confused because I have mixed friends too. And so I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna just let you know, if you claim white and you don't claim black, it is gonna open up it is going to open up a can of war with you and your black friends. I myself, I will have to accept that, because I found out that someone I know in the family, she was married into the family. She's like my aunt, but she's married into the family, so we're not blood relative. And she basically was stating that she didn't want to be known as black. She looked black, but she had European in her blood. And I was telling her she actually got legal documents to state that she is white. So this is new to me when I was at that age, but apparently people don't realize, if you are mixed and you have that race in you and you want to claim it and you don't want to claim black, you can actually do that. I did not know that until I found out this person had did that in my family. Like I said, they're not blood related. She found out, she knows that she's more European than black, so she claims European, and apparently that's her right. She has legal papers to show that she can claim that. So I was telling her this, and she was shocked by that. She's like, I never heard that. And I was like, me either. And I said, I found this out like 2 years ago, 2 years back. My mom was telling me about it, and I was like, I did not know if I thought if you were mixed with black and white, you automatically became black. She's like, that's not the case with some people. Some people, not everybody is claiming black. So she said, well, I'm gonna have to think about this, because she said I am a little confused about that. The reason why I'm sharing it is because a lot of people now, when they see someone who's mixed, they automatically think that person claims black. I thought that same way too. It's not necessarily true. You have to get their viewpoint on it first. And I don't know what that is, but yeah. Okay. Now I live in Kansas. I moved here because of family and because of personal issues. Now, moving here to Kansas, I have another story about a biracial girl. I was going to a university. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to bring bad judgment on the university, because it has nothing to do with the university. I was trying to finish up the degree. I was sitting in the classroom, and it's about like 30 of us in the classroom. And there's another young lady who she's mixed. And I can tell right off the bat she's mixed. So she was on the left side of the classroom, and I was way over her to the right. And she always came in with two white girls. She always hang around them. She acts white, but I can look at her and tell she's mixed. So the black guy, the black boy, he's from North Carolina. Now, the reason why I'm saying that he's from North Carolina, people who are black, they can tell here in Kansas, if you're not from here, we act. The black people from the East Coast, like from North Carolina or South Carolina, from Florida, they act totally different from the black people here in Kansas. I would have to say New York. Of course, a New Yorker, if they come here, they're going to act different from someone here in Kansas. And they're going to say it, because as soon as I got here, a lot of people was like, are you from here? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm from the East Coast. They're like, yeah, because your attitude and your viewpoint on things is totally different. So they'll pick up on it. So he's from North Carolina, and he noticed something that I had noticed, that a lot of the children here, not all, they kind of claim white. So he asked her, he was like, are you black? And she was like, well, yeah, but I act more white than black, so I might as well go with white. And she's like, I see that white has more, I don't know how she put it, like she basically wanted to go with white. She didn't call herself white, but she wanted to lean more towards white. And I noticed here in Kansas, it's a little bit more different. Like, I noticed the black people here kind of, so not all, just a little bit of them don't have a backbone, which is kind of weird to me, because I'm coming from South Carolina, so that's totally different. Black people there got backbones. So she's like, yeah, she wanted to lean more close to white. So it's just, he was like, what you mean? Like, he's like, you're like a backstabber. And they kind of like got in a little argument right there in the classroom. It was really, 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 really bad. And I just want to share this with people, because some people, they automatically think that everybody who's, especially blacks, they automatically think that if you're mixed with black and white, they think that you can't go around calling people black. Not everybody is going to call themselves black. Not everybody might not even go with white. You can't just assume that everybody is going to call themselves either black or white. Black people, we have to stop doing that. And I know it's hard, but we have to. Now, there is another story. I know it's a little bit different, but this is also an issue that I begin to see right now too, that I know what his name is, Stephon Clark. I made a video last night, and it was about him coming out. It was about a vlog or something. Some vlogger or blogger saw what he had posted years ago, and they were telling people who were black women not to support him. And apparently he didn't like his dark skin. He didn't like being black. So I babysit, but I really don't do it because I like his, but I like him from a distance. But anyway, This is someone I know, a little boy. Not really a little boy. He's like a young teenager, about 15 now. He was telling me, well, technically I wasn't babysitting him, but I don't want to tell you who he is. That's why I'm trying to hide his identity. But I wasn't babysitting him. But I was just working with kids, like helping him out with like a homework. I kind of say babysit, but he don't need no babysitter. But anyway, besides the point. He was asking me like, what type of music you like and stuff like that. I said, well, I like all type of music. And he like what type of artists I like. And we got into conversation about Nicki Minaj. And I was like, Nicki Minaj is cool and all, but I would just like to see a little bit more my skin tone out there. Right now we only got Remy Ma and Keke Palmer, and nobody don't really pay attention to Keke Palmer. And the only time they talk about Remy Ma is when she's beefing. And he was saying, well, he likes all these other different people, and we got into more deeper into the skin tone, and he thinks now he has a brother and a sister. They are mixed. He's not mixed. He's black. He said he feels that, he said you treat me differently, but he said he feels like people treat him differently from his brother and his sister because their skin tone looks totally different from his. And he feels that being lighter, you're going to succeed more. People, I am not making these stories up. These are real stories that I'm telling you about. When he said that, it blew my freaking mind. I just couldn't believe it. But I had a feeling this was going to start happening to our dark-skinned black children. They're going to start looking at other light-skinned children. I told him, I said, you should never think that. You should love the skin that you are in. You should be proud of being a dark skin, just like me. But he's like, you're not my complexion. You're a little bit lighter than me. I said, it doesn't matter. I love my skin, love my nappy hair. You need to love your hair. Because that comes from a long line of history right there, okay? Don't be ashamed. Don't let nobody out here make you ashamed of your hair and of your skin tone. He said, okay, I'll keep that in mind. I keep that in mind. So I'm discussing this because I want people to get an idea as to what's going on. A lot of these people who I talk, who I hear now, the girl at the university, I don't know too much about, but the other young lady who I was close with, they look at a lot of different, they listen to a lot of music, and she, like the young lady earlier I talked about, she was told that everybody wants to be her skin color. Everybody wants her hair. That's what she was told by other people. And I told her, I said, I've had people who ask me, do I want to look like, they asked me, like, you don't want to look like Beyonce? I was like, no, I want to look like me. I want my own, I want my own body. And I told her, I said, I don't do that whole thing about I want somebody else's skin, I want somebody else's hair. I don't believe in that, or want somebody else's body frame. I don't know. So let your girl know after I upload this. Give some thought to this. Let it finish uploading and put some comments down there. Give it a thumbs up. It would be dope. But just think about these issues that you're hearing about this skin tone thing with Cardi B and Amara, and also talking about how we need more dark skinned females in the entertainment business. This here came to my mind, and also I also heard about things about biracial couples, and I just wanted to let people know biracial people too, they have issues too as well. And also our dark skinned children are beginning to think that being light is the best thing, and that should not be going through our dark skin, our black children heads at all. Alright, so I'ma say peace out. If I can just turn this off.